Hello, 7th graders. This is Leslie Roop, your English instructor in 7th grade Summit, and this week's instructional launch is all about getting on track in Summit. We are now in October of our school year, and as you see, the blue line of progress has moved underneath October. This learner is not on track. You can see that there are many red focus areas and even a project here that has bypassed this learner. This should be a warning that this learner needs to get on track. The best way to be on track in Summit is to start with a plan. If we go to the week page, we can see that this learner does not. It is this learner's responsibility to add goals so that they can accomplish them. This is the easiest way to get on track. If we take a look at this learner's progress page, you can see they have no goals, and therefore they're slipping behind. Already in science, this learner is behind one project area and one focus area. Math the same, behind a project area, behind a focus area. They have a little bit longer in English class because the due date is not here yet, but they are also behind in history. Do not let your progress look like this. In order to help you get back on track, we're going to speed things up a little bit. The CAT form has now been revised, but you do not have to use the CAT form for the first attempt. You no longer have to share your notes. It's up to you now that you've learned about note-taking skills to do the notes and use them when you take content assessments. If you do not master it the first time, however, you're going to have to go back and fill out a CAT form. Let's take a look at the form. It's changed a little bit. It is now a Google form which gets sent into your instructor, and it makes it much easier for you to say which content area you're taking a retake and what are you going to do different to study this time. Take more notes, spend some time studying, make some flashcards, quiz yourself, maybe create a graphic organizer, a picture, print out your resources. You are allowed to use your printouts while you take the test. You could study with your learning coach. That means your parent or a friend. But again, if you contact a friend, remember that conversations can be monitored. And when you're done, submit that CAT form. So we looked at a learner who is not on track. Let's take a look at one that is a good example and is on track. You can see that this learner does not have any focus areas or projects behind and is already beginning to get grades because they finished up projects. When we look at this learner's year view, here it is in the middle of October, you can see they are green. Green, good to go. Green again. You can see all green and no reds. This learner is on track. So what's the secret to this learner's success? Well, you can see that they had a lot of plans in their week page, and they've accomplished many of them. Working still on others, but that's okay. They do have a plan, and they're working their plan. This learner has also started working on their project. Remember, projects are 70% of the grade, and there is nothing blocking you out of working on a project. Project in Cultural Narratives is creating a book journal and your own narrative, and then presenting your own story. The learner started right here by going to the checkpoint, reading and analysis. They have finished The House on Mango Street and submitted in this checkpoint. They went to reading analysis, it's over here, clicked on here, it brings up the form. After reading the book, they wrote in the form, and then they copied it, and they pasted it, and they pasted it into the first checkpoint. our learner is getting ready to begin the second checkpoint, the book journal. And there'll be a form in here to fill out after reading The House on Mango Street. Remember, you can always go back. You can always go back to reread anything you need on The House on Mango Street. It is in our About page. If they need to go back, they can read it again or listen to the author, Sandra Cisneros, read to them. So this week's Instructional Launch 6, Getting Back on Track, your assignment is to make a plan or a SMART goal in a classroom comment of what your plan is to be on track in English. I've written an example for you, and I say I am planning to get on track in Summit by putting goals in my week page, studying for my focus areas, and mastering a content assessment by October the 4th, 17, and working on my reading project in English by completing a checkpoint by the end of the week. You can see that this is a SMART goal because I'm being specific. It's measurable by mastering a content assessment. It is attainable to do this. It's relevant to English, and it's time bound by Wednesday the 4th or by the end of the week. I would like you to write your own plan in a comment below. Have a great week working, learners.